What are some fun hobbies?
I don't have any hobbies. I don't have any hobbies at all. My name is Mike Wolliston. I've been in real estate for 21 years with Century 21 and with the Radcliffe team for about 5 years now. I actually never wanted to be a realtor. It wasn't a goal of mine. I was reading the paper and saw an ad in the classifieds for Coldwell Banker actually. And so I went to a seminar and I got hyped up and did the aptitude test and passed with flying colors. And of course he said he was gonna hire me. And so I got into it. I still worked at my old job at Costco for the first few years, and then 21 years later, I'm still doing it, and it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. If I wasn't doing real estate, I think that I'd be doing something in the marketing field. I did go to school at Georgian College many years ago for advertising. After that, I did fall into a summer job that lasted 8 years at Costco, but I think that marketing would have been somewhere where I would have landed. I love coming up with ideas and creations and watching them bloom and seeing success from it. So real estate is kind of a nice crossover with marketing, but if I wasn't doing real estate, I think I would be doing some sort of marketing for some company. My guilty pleasure after a sale, if it's convenient, is I do like to have a Captain Morgan spiced rum and diet. Often I do like to, whenever I do a deal, technology now, we use a thing called DocuSign, that it doesn't have the personal flavor that we used to have, and I've been doing it for a long time. So I always like to call people, and sometimes with my family I will actually, on those long journeys, actually put them on speakers so they can hear the celebration and the screams, which is pretty exciting and well deserving of a Captain Morgan. Absolutely everybody. That's the beauty of the job, is that you're working with different personalities all the time. I'm told that sometimes you're supposed to target market someone, but it's not something I do, because I just did a deal with a wonderful lady that's moving into a retirement village, and got to see her dance after the deal. And also this week did a deal with some first-time buyers that I got to hear their screams of excitement. So every person I absolutely love to work with. I love helping people find their dream homes, because I like to be part of the legacy of putting them in a subdivision of a home they might be in for their kids growing up, going to college. I also like being part of the journey of the first-time buyer, that we get them a great deal to move them into that next chapter of that house that they're going to stay in forever. Sometimes the journey starts in one subdivision and the journey's taking a long time, and that's when I'll throw my advice. Have you ever gone to this neighborhood? And there's been a couple times where I've moved people like all the way to the different side of the city, and here they are still 15-20 years later in that house, living the dream. So that's pretty exciting. So after working by myself for 15 years, coming to a team was a big change, but it was a welcome change. It was nice to have other people that I could depend on. The great thing about the Radcliffe team too is that we do have our own full-time admin. It does feel like a little bit of a family, and there's people that can help you out when things get too busy, and we can look after each other. My favorite kind of music is honestly absolutely everything, and I'm trying to mold my daughter into the same way, I think, because her first concert was Dwight Yoakam, and shortly we're off to see 3 Days Grace and Volbeat. So you'll get me listening to Kenny Rogers, to Metallica, to Dr. Dre. I listen to absolutely anything. One of my first memories as a real estate agent is actually, of course, I had some friends that used me, and there was a house that they really wanted, and even back 21 years ago, we're going competition, but competition was a lot different back then, and I think there was 20 cars out front, all realtors waiting to go in and present before electronic signatures, right? So the process was interesting. They would go through all the offers, they'd come out and they'd hand the offer back to a car, that person would leave. I'm in the car nervous as anything. It's one of my first deals, and then all of a sudden there's only like 2 cars left, and I'm sitting in my green Jeep Cherokee, and there's still a BMW sitting there, very fancy. I'm like, this is killing me. And then all of a sudden I saw the BMW leave, and I got invited in the house and secured the deal. So it's one of my favorites, and it was very exciting, and I do kind of miss those days. I don't miss being out at 11 o'clock at night doing offers, but there was something about it that I do miss.